Today's class is taught by motorcycle enthusiast Perich, who loves nothing more than strapping on his helmet, jumping on his hog, and riding through the countryside on a nice spring afternoon. And math. He also loves teaching math. Enjoy the show.
Okay, my name is motorcycle enthusiast Perich. I forgot my name for a second there. I'm just so excited to teach today. Keep in mind that I love motorcycles, but if there's anything that I like more than motorcycles, it's mathematics. I got my love of mathematics from my cousin Nicholas, who normally teaches you. But today I'm teaching you because he's too boring. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Boring. He's a boring guy. I know. We used to have picnics together, and he would sit at the kids' table, if you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. So let's take a look at what we're doing. Chapter 7 review. You're probably going to want to have a calculator handy because we might have some ugly looking square roots or cube roots to deal with. I'm going to use my phone. My cousin, God bless him, left his cellular phone for me. He said whenever I need something, I just hold down a button and ask him to do it. I don't understand. These things, they do everything. All I need is a hog, a shower maybe once every 2 months, my bandana, and my girl on my back, and I'm in good shape. Except my problem is I don't have a girl right now. So if you guys have any moms that you know are available, hey, you let me know. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's get started. We have 2 problems, I believe, to get this show on the road. Find negative square root of 1600. Well, I don't know what the square root of 1600 is, but I do know what the square root of 16, and that's 4. Okay, if it's 1600, then the square root of 100 is 10, so we're going to put a 0 after that, and there's a negative in front of it. That's it. I could probably ask this phone to do it for me. Let's check it out. What's the negative square root of 1600? Okay, I think I have to hit this button. Square root of 1600.
The square root of 1,600 is 40.
Forgot to say negative. That's okay. I'll just remember to put the negative in front of it. Cube root of 729. I believe that's 7. The cube root of 64 is 4. And there's a negative. The cube root of a negative number is a negative. If you have a hard time remembering square roots and stuff, you just type it into your Google, you type it into your phone, you type it into your calculator, and it's going to do it for you, okay? Don't be worried about that. You know what I'm worried about? Someone taking away my freedoms. That's what I'm worried about. I can't talk. I just get so riled up. Who's with me? Okay, nobody. Very good. All right, moving on. Evaluate the expression. Okay, well, I've got a 12 here. I've got an 8 here. Oh, it's PEMDAS. I know what to do. The square root of 16 is 4. And then I just finished the problem like it's PEMDAS. Basically, a square root is the same thing as a fancy parentheses. You just remember square root means what times itself is that number. Okay. Well, according to PEMDAS, I do this multiplication thing next. 32. Right? And I end up with 44. Oh, my circle didn't end up really good. It's okay. 44. Okay, very good. Hey, you sitting in the back. Hey, you sit down, all right? Just joking. I've always wanted to do that. I always wanted to teach. Did I scare any of yous? Any of yous sitting in the back of your bedroom? So when I'm like, hey, yous in the back, sit down. I think that's funny. Okay, we got a cube root. Cubed. A cubed and a cube root just cancel each other out, okay? That leaves us with negative 125. Easy. Plus 75. Negative 125 plus 75 is negative 50. Easy. Use your calculator if you ain't sure. Okay? Okay. Not bad. Hey, yous in the front, wake up. I'm just joking. All of yous have your cameras off because you're afraid of the light. I ain't afraid. You got a mug like this, you ain't afraid of nothing. People are afraid of you know what I mean? That's probably why you all have your cameras off, because you're afraid of looking directly into the face of fear and death, which is me, Mr. Motorcycle Enthusiast Perich. I love motorcycles. I love hogs. I love Harleys. I love strapping on my helmet and just taking a nice long drive down the Pennsylvania Turnpike on a spring afternoon. You know what I mean? Of course you don't know what I mean. You ain't even like 12 yet. Kids. Okay. Find the missing length of the triangle. I know what this is. This is Pythagorean Theorem. I'm going to write it out. A squared plus B squared equals C squared, okay? Okay, you know what that is. That's a Pythagorean Theorem. Pythagorean Theorem says if you have a right triangle and you need to find the missing side, just plug it into the old Pythagorean Theorem. It's very important that you understand that it doesn't matter which one you call A or B as long as you call the longest side C. So I'm going to call 26-C. A is already A, so I'll keep calling it A. I mean, there's no need to change it. Am I all right? I'm right. We'll call you B. Okay, so A is still A squared. B is 24 squared. Okay. C is 26 squared. 24 squared.
24 raised to the second power is 576.
576, okay. 26 squared.
26 raised to the second power is 676.
Oh, look at that. Look at those numbers. Now, they didn't look like good numbers at first, but they look good to me. You know why? Is A all by itself? Of course not. You've got 576 on the left side. You've got squared on the left side. Let's subtract 576 from both sides. Now, look at that. 676 minus 576 is easy peasy. A squared equals 100. Is A all by itself? Forget about it. Of course not. You got to square root both sides. A is going to end up eating 10. Being 10, not eating 10. Huh. Yo, I got food on my mind. You know what I mean? Always food on my mind. I love just a nice sandwich, right? Hey, you in the back. You with me? A nice sandwich? Okay. You got inches. Speaking of sandwiches. Pretty easy. Pythagorean Theorem. Ain't no joke. Ain't no joke. You're just going to have to know it for this test. Okay? Okay. Classify real numbers. Let's remember what those words mean. Okay, we're going to have two types of numbers. We're going to have rational. Okay? A rational number means anything that you could write as a fraction. Like 1/2 is rational because it's a fraction. 4 is rational because although it doesn't look like a fraction, you can make it 4/1. 3.2 is a fraction. Okay? Because it stops. It's called a terminating decimal. You know what I mean? If I put the little line over 2, that's 3.2222222. But I know Mr. Perich taught you the other day that 2 means you can make it over 9 and make it 3 and 2 over 9. So that's a fraction 2. Okay. Square root of 36. I know what the square root of 36 is. 6. Okay, so those are all rational numbers. Irrational numbers. Those are not the pleasant ones. Those are gross. I know my Mars used to always tell me, hey, you, motorcycle enthusiast, Perich, why is you always acting irrationals all the time? And I would be like, hey, Ma, get off my back. All I want to do is just ride my motorcycle, okay? I just want to ride my hog. And he's like, you stop being irrational. You're only 4. I'm going to be like, you can't tell me what to do, Ma. And she'd be like, I'll take my wooden spoon and I'll I'll whoop you right in the face. I'll whoop you right in your face. And I'll be like, okay, Ma, I'm sorry, Ma. And we'd hug it out. Rest in peace, Ma. Just kidding. She's doing just fine. She's alive and well. Okay, we got irrationals. What's an example of an irrational number? Pi. Because it's a terrible number. 3.14159 and so on and so forth. No pattern. I could give you the square root of, I don't know, 37. I don't know the square root of 37. Do you? I also have this number right here that I could use. 3.7825112 and so on and so forth. No pattern, goes on forever. Irrational means crazy. Terrible number. So if I have pi, it's a terrible number. If I have 16 of them, guess what that means? It's a terrible number. So what is this? Irrational. Negative square root of 49. Well, I know what the square root of 49 is. That's 7. And let's just throw a negative in front of it. That's rational. Easy. Yo, they don't get much easier than that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Well, some of you do. Approximate the square root of 83 to the nearest integer and tenth. All right, let's put a here. 8. Well, first off, I ain't even going to use my calculator yet. I don't know what 83 is when I take the square root of it, but you know what I do know? I know what the square root of 81 is, okay? And the square root of 81 is 9. The square root of 83 is a little bit more than 9. So the square root of 83 is going to be awfully close to the integer of 9. Let's see what it is as a tenth. Square root of 83.
The square root of 83 is approximately 9.11043.
So approximating it to the nearest tenth has me saying that it's going to be 9.1, and that's that. Okay? Easy. I want to write 1.24 as a mixed number if I keep that 24 repeating. Remember, when you have a number that's repeating, you take that number and you put it over as many nines as numbers repeating. So if it's 24, it goes over 9. If it was just 2, then it would be over 9. If it was 248, then I put it over 9. Then what I have to do is I have to put that 1 there in front of it. Can't forget that. Now I need to take a look at this and realize, hey, wait a minute. I ain't done yet. I can divide the top and the bottom here by 3. So if I divide the top and the bottom by 3, not 3, sorry, sounding a bit too proper. If I divided it by 3, I get 8 over 33. And that's my answer. Okay? Very good. Questions? I didn't think so. Tell whether the triangle is a right triangle. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Pythagorean theorem again. I'm going to have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. It doesn't matter which one's a or b as long as the longest side is c. So I have 3 sides here, and I'm given all 3 sides, all 3 of them. And I have to call you C because you're the longest of them. So I'll call you C, I'll call you A, I'll call you B. Okay? And I just plug it in. Okay? A is 80. 80 squared. Plus B, as I called it, 39. 39 squared. Equals C, which is 89 squared. I know what 80 squared is because it's like 8 with 2 zeros attached. Don't know what 39 squared is. Let's ask my phone. 39 squared.
39 raised to the second power is 1,521.
21. That's 9 plus 10. Just joking. I heard that joke on the internet before. 89 squared.
89 raised to the second power is 7,921.
Now what I have to do is I have to make sure the left side matches up with the right side. So 6,400 plus 1,521.
That would be 7,921.
So on the left side, I get 7,921. And on the right side, I get 7,921. Hey, would you look at that? Would you look at that? They're the same thing. They equal each other, huh? Very good. You know what that means? Is it a right triangle? Yeah, of course it is. Huh. I'd rather have it be a right triangle than a wrong triangle. Am I right? Okay. You get it. You get it? You get it. Okay? We'll do one of these, and this will be the last one that we do today. Because you won't see a problem this crazy on the test. My cousin told me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw out my own coordinate plane, alright? And then I'm going to do exactly what it asks. I'm going to draw my own coordinate plane. And it looks like I only care about the top part of the coordinate plane. So this is the coordinate plane I'm going to draw out. 1, 2. Why did I go that way? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. One of my dots is -2, 3. Another one of my dots is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Up 1, 2, 3, all the way up here. My job is to find out how long that line is. Well, how am I going to do that? Easy. I'm going to turn this into a right triangle, okay? Watch. How am I going to figure out how long each side is? Count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this side is 6. 1. Did I say 6? I meant to say 8. I know why I said 6. You'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's why I said 6. Okay, so get off my back, all right? Get off my back. Now I have to find the longest side here, which I'm going to call C. Okay? Okay? So I'm going to use a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Doesn't matter which one I call A or B as long as the longest side is C, okay? So I'm going to call A 8. 8 squared. B is 6. 6 squared equals C squared. Okay? 64 plus 36 equals C squared, alright? Add those up, you get 100. That's going to equal C squared, okay? Square root them both. Square root them both. And the square root of 100 is 10. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Okay. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. You know what I'm saying? That was easy. Now, I'd love to sit around and chat, but that's all I've got for today. I gotta hop on my Harley and I gotta cruise down Tough Guy Street. Get me some beef jerky and a nice roast beef sandwich and a couple Slim Jims. Pick up my girl and go cruise the countryside in this 31-degree weather. I don't like it. But there's nothing I'd rather do than strap myself on a hog and just drive 98 miles an hour down the highway shaking my fist at anyone who looks at me. Tell them, hey, what are you looking at? And they don't even have time to respond because I'm going so fast. Because I'm bad to the bone, you know what I mean? You know what I mean. Okay, I'm going to let you guys go.